He stopped texting you, and now you're stuck, anxiously staring at your phone, wondering what went wrong.
Was it something you said?
Something you did?
Something he secretly felt but never told you?
Today, I'm going to clearly and honestly reveal the hidden emotional reason he stopped texting, why it happens more often than you think, and exactly what you can do immediately to emotionally reconnect clearly and permanently. This emotional truth might surprise you, but it can also powerfully heal your connection immediately if you clearly understand it today. Let's immediately dive clearly into exactly why he went silent, and exactly how you can emotionally fix it permanently today. Here's the surprising emotional truth clearly revealed immediately. He likely stopped texting clearly because of emotional overwhelm, feeling too emotionally pressured, uncertain, or emotionally unsafe clearly and quietly. Surprised?
Let me explain clearly.
Research shows clearly, men often emotionally withdraw clearly and permanently when overwhelmed by emotional uncertainty, anxiety, or perceived pressure, even unintentionally. Emotional overwhelm silently triggers emotional shutdown immediately and powerfully. He didn't stop texting clearly because he doesn't care, he clearly stopped because emotional overwhelm made emotional engagement too emotionally exhausting and uncertain clearly. Dr. John Gottman clearly states, emotional overwhelm immediately shuts down emotional communication, even when clearly unintended. This hidden emotional overwhelm permanently, powerfully, and quietly stopped his texts clearly, immediately, and emotionally. When emotional overwhelm clearly and quietly occurs, it silently and permanently triggers emotional withdrawal immediately and powerfully.
He stops texting clearly because emotional connection feels emotionally risky, uncertain, or exhausting permanently and clearly.
Instead of clearly communicating emotional overwhelm, many men clearly and silently emotionally withdraw permanently and immediately, damaging intimacy clearly, permanently, and emotionally without you clearly understanding why. Your texts might have unintentionally added emotional pressure clearly, leading to emotional overwhelm permanently and immediately, resulting in immediate emotional silence clearly and permanently. Let me clearly share Emma and Matt's emotional story immediately and powerfully. Matt stopped texting Emma suddenly, clearly leaving her confused, anxious, emotionally hurt. Emma clearly thought Matt emotionally lost interest permanently and immediately, but emotional overwhelm clearly caused his emotional silence permanently. When Matt finally explained emotionally and clearly, he admitted, "I didn't know how to clearly express emotional overwhelm. I felt emotionally pressured, uncertain, emotionally exhausted.
I withdrew emotionally instead."
Their emotional conversation immediately and permanently repaired emotional intimacy powerfully, clearly showing emotional overwhelm was hidden behind his emotional silence permanently and immediately. Your situation likely shares this hidden emotional reason clearly and immediately today. Here's exactly what you clearly and immediately need to text him emotionally and honestly right now. "Hey, I realized I might have unintentionally overwhelmed you emotionally without realizing it clearly. If you need space, I understand clearly, but I'm here openly and emotionally whenever you're ready to reconnect honestly."
Why clearly this text?
Clearly acknowledges emotional overwhelm without blame. Immediately provides emotional safety clearly, reducing pressure immediately. Emotionally invites reconnection clearly and openly, creating permanent emotional possibilities. This clearly emotional text immediately and permanently begins repairing emotional intimacy clearly and permanently.
Your biggest emotional fear clearly answered. Will he ignore or reject my text? You might clearly fear emotional rejection or silence after clearly sending this emotionally honest text.
Let's clearly address this emotional fear permanently now. Even if he initially emotionally withdraws, your clear emotional honesty permanently restores emotional integrity clearly within yourself, creating emotional possibilities clearly even if not immediately visible. Emotional silence permanently damages intimacy clearly. Your immediate emotional honesty clearly, immediately, permanently creates healing emotional possibilities powerfully. Trust emotional honesty clearly, permanently, and immediately. Clearly practice these emotional habits permanently to prevent emotional overwhelm clearly and permanently. Clearly acknowledge emotional overwhelm immediately and openly. Emotionally validate feelings clearly, reduce emotional uncertainty permanently. Clearly provide emotional space when emotionally needed permanently, not emotional pressure clearly. These emotional practices clearly, permanently, immediately protect emotional intimacy permanently and clearly today and every day. Pause clearly and answer emotionally now. Have you unintentionally created emotional overwhelm clearly without realizing it immediately? Are you clearly ready to emotionally reconnect permanently today and immediately?
If yes, clearly don't feel guilt. Feel immediate emotional clarity permanently.
Today you clearly and emotionally understand exactly how to emotionally reconnect immediately and permanently. Clearly imagine how many people silently suffer emotional confusion, anxiety, permanent emotional hurt clearly from not understanding this hidden emotional reason permanently. You clearly have immediate emotional power to urgently and permanently save emotional intimacy immediately by clearly sharing this emotional truth urgently and immediately. Tag your partner clearly, tag friends immediately stop hidden emotional damage clearly and permanently. Your emotional courage clearly and immediately sharing this truth permanently protects emotional intimacy powerfully. Never underestimate your immediate emotional influence clearly. Immediately send the emotional reconnection text clearly provided urgently today. Your emotional connection urgently deserves immediate emotional honesty clearly, not emotional silence permanently. In the comments clearly answer emotionally. Did you clearly realize emotional overwhelm caused silence immediately and permanently? Your clear emotional honesty immediately inspires emotional clarity powerfully and permanently in others. Clearly subscribe immediately. Your emotional connection urgently deserves daily emotional wisdom clearly, consistently, and permanently.
We're clearly here daily to emotionally guide you powerfully and permanently.
Relationships permanently and clearly thrive clearly on immediate emotional honesty, emotional clarity, emotional safety, not hidden emotional overwhelm, silence, and confusion permanently and clearly. Today, clearly choose emotional honesty permanently. Immediately and clearly reconnect emotionally and permanently, not emotionally suffer permanently and silently. Send your emotional text clearly and immediately today. Clearly, immediately, and permanently protect emotional intimacy permanently, clearly, and powerfully. Because your relationship urgently and clearly deserves emotional honesty, clarity, reconnection, not hidden emotional damage clearly and permanently. Make today clearly, immediately, and permanently the emotional moment you emotionally reconnect permanently, powerfully, and clearly.